All right, buddy. So, what's your name and where are you from for the people that might not already know?
My name is Joseph Tyler Ray Cornelius. I am from Cleveland, Ohio originally, and I live in Coshocton with my wife and her kids.
Coshocton?
Coshocton, Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And Cornelius, man, that sounds like a Roman Empire emperor.
Well, I'm actually English, Irish, and Slavic. So, but the Cornelius comes from my great grandmother's side of the families.
That's what's so. I love looking into my past family too, man. It's wild. I've been diving deep into the backdrop of it, and one of these days I'm gonna make a YouTube video on it. But all right, so let's start from the beginning, man. You've been to prison. That's why you're on the channel. I'm really looking forward to hearing your prison story. But let's start just like I do with everyone else from the beginning. What led down this dark path, man, the criminal life for you?
That's a long one. Do you want me to dumb it down, or do you want the info?
It's up to you, man. Let it flow how you want it to go.
All right, just ask questions as I fire. All right. So, all right, man. So I grew up with my mother initially and her husband. He's been in my life since I was 6 months old. Around 7 years, well, 7 years old was the first time he put his hands on me. Uh, he was always verbally kind of like aggressive. And around 8, 9, he became verbally abusive, emotionally abusive. He was doing it to my mom, everybody, but it was really bad to me. I started fighting back. By like the age of 11, I was incarcerated for the first time, and we lived in Lorain County for a little bit.
For
I
what?
lit and I Domestic violence against him. I headbutt him, and I think I broke his nose. I'm pretty sure I broke his nose when I headbutt him. He
Okay.
had choked me. He picked me up by my neck and choked me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really feel loved at home, so I was always out doing other things, getting in trouble. You know what I mean? Joined the organization at a young age, 14.
14. Let's stop and
Yeah,
talk about that for a second. You learn about that in the juvenile system?
no, no. I mean, I learned about like the camaraderie of it when I first got incarcerated in the detention center in Lorain County. But after that, when I got out, I realized what they had in there and how they stuck together. So I was like, and I only did a short time the first time I was in there, and
Juvenile.
ended up, yeah, juvenile. It was short. It was just a DH. It wasn't DYS or nothing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But when I got out, I went and searched for it. So and I found it. So it was
And
better than what was at home. You know,
are you able to speak about what organization that might have been?
GD, Growth and Development, aka Gangster Disciple.
Okay.
But I didn't come home to that until later on. So I was originally we just called ourselves folks. We ain't know no better. We was young. We was out like on some renegade outlaw stuff. 7-4. I
14
can't
years
dive,
old.
yeah, I can't dive too deep into it. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But
yeah, for
but
sure.
but but 7-4 is GD. That's growth and development. That's what it became. That's what I came home to later on once I realized what I really was, and that I wasn't like on some like renegade stuff. I want to be a part of something. And I got plugged at like I got plugged in later on. You know what I'm saying, into the official lifestyle of it. But before we were just on some renegade folk stuff, and like it was we was mobbing, doing crazy stuff. I was in the streets at 12, but I started you know mobbing at like 14. Yeah,
Well, how old were you, would you say, when you were fully in the mix of the gang
14,
life? 14.
14, 14,
Okay.
14.
Can you speak about how you got put in? Where, a lot of people say they get blessed in, jumped in, beat. What, I mean, were you able to speak about that?
Well, where we come from, we call it plugged. But yeah,
Plugged?
plug you get plugged in. Like plugged in means like you're like into it. Like so, initially it was a blessing to get in the mix. And then once you got in the mix, you know what I'm saying, you was what's considered a baby gangster at that point. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? And then you turn around and you once you earn the trust of everybody, then you have to, do something. And then once you do something, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, okay.
you get jumped in finally, which is where
So,
when you get plugged in, that's when you get jumped in. You know what I'm saying?
so there is an amount of crime and violence into going into the organization for you.
Yeah, I'm not going to speak on
Yeah.
the mission that I had to do,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't need to hear all
but
that. I just want people to understand
no,
that,
but
like,
yeah,
if you want to be a part of this, you're going to be putting in some kind of work and getting into the mix
I
a bit.
I have nightmares to this day about, what I'm saying, what brought me into that. So yeah.
Yeah. Some people's, man, you know, they're going in is totally different from other people's, you know. There's a lot of fake organizations out there where, you know, they'll just, you're in, you know, and then the real legit ones, like you say, you know, they got nightmares from the stuff they've done. But, all right, so that's very young age, man. 14 years old, in the mix, fully in. Keep it going.
I kept getting in trouble. I kept getting locked up for domestic violence though. It was like dumb stuff. One time it was a probation violation because I was ungovernable, meaning bad at home. Like it was
Uh-huh.
all trouble stemming from home for real because my mom's husband was abusive.
Yeah.
Now he had a habit of not really leaving marks. The only thing he ever really did in front of my mom was like choke me out. You know what I'm saying? And he hit me a couple times, like pushed me out of a chair, made my head hit the wall. But like when he actually like attacked me, like they wouldn't be home. He'd like throw blankets on top of me and stuff and like beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like one time I remember I was playing PS2 and he came in and out of nowhere, I mean, just mugged me, pushed me into my head, hit the heat register underneath the window in my room. And I actually ended up going and living with my dad for like 5 months, my biological father, because I was sick and tired of Dave, my mom's husband. So when I lived with him, he ended up beating up his woman that he was with, who later on I went back to live with again at 15, and she took my virginity at 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? Same woman. Yeah.
Hold on, man. Hold on. So, hold on. So damn. See these. Whenever I interview y'all, man, cats with these crazy stories, it's like we can't even get to the prison side of things. Y'all got so much wild stuff going on before.
You said go into it.
I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. All right, so
All right.
you go to your dad's house. He ends up beating her, his girlfriend.
Yeah. At the time they were
Yeah,
together.
got domestic
for,
or
like,
something. And then,
yeah. Well, no. He got the. I was young. I ain't never seen a man put his hands on a female before because my stepdad. That's one thing he didn't do was hit women.
yeah,
He hit me. He didn't hit the women though.
yeah.
So when that happened, I ran to the neighbor's house when the neighbors called the cops. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I think I was 12 because I had just, I was, my bad. I got to take that back. I was 12 when I went to the DH for the first time.
Uh-huh.
It was 11 when I moved in with him, and I was 12 when I went back home after he beat her the first time. I was there for 5.5 months. I went back to live with my mom and my stepdad. Then right after I went back to live with my mom and stepdad was when I ended up headbutting my stepdad and going to DH for the first time. I had the timetable messed up.
You're good.
But it was after he did that, and then I lived with my mom and went in and out of the DH and into a group home called Stepping Stones in Lorain County before we ended up going back to Cleveland and stuff. And I was there for like 6 months, and then when I got out of there, I went back to my dad's because my stepdad threw me down the stairs and I pulled a knife on it. The cops came and when I got released from the detention center 4 days later, my biological father picked me up. My mom took my stepdad's settlement because he finally got a settlement for disability because he had diabetes and couldn't work no more. His feet were like falling apart and stuff. And took his money, left me in Ohio. Like basically I chose one abuser over the other. The abuser I didn't know over the abuser I knew, or over abuser I knew. I stayed with my father, and my mom took my two sisters and him and her to Arizona to go chase validation from her mother, my nana. You know what I'm saying? So I was left in Ohio with my father. By the time I was 16, he found out what was going on with me and his woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How is the hell, man? You sleep with his girlfriend. How did that even?
I ain't know. I don't know my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that makes sense. You know
what I mean? Like, I don't got no loyalty to him. He ain't never had no loyalty to me. The only reason he was there is because I needed a place to go,
and
he wanted to put his cape on.
And she was the first person you were with.
Intercourse, yeah.
Yeah. That's wild, man. Crazy turn of events. Your dad ever find out?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he ended up finding out about it. He caught her kissing me one night. Well, he ended up punching a hole in the wall. He ain't do nothing to me, which is crazy because like he ended up later on, like 6 months after that, he ended up stomping on my head and putting me in Rainbow's Babies and Children Hospital in Cleveland. And I ended up going to live with my aunt. And going to foster care. So,
oh man,
yeah, like it's so. But the thing is, the whole time I'm sleeping with her, you gotta think she's 34, I'm 15. She's teaching me everything I need to know. So now, like I'm slaying shit.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
man.
So, but I'm being raped, bro. I was raped.
Yeah. A lot of guys don't look at it like that. They're like, it's grand old time. But
no, back then I thought I was the shit. But like,
yeah,
like,
I
bro,
would have too.
I was groomed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. That's the craziest thing about it. Like, And I look back at it now and I'm like, man, like that could contribute to like maybe some of the issues I had. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to attachment to females and stuff like that, like you know what I mean, that I've had in the past. I mean, not now. I have a wife now, but like it's
Yeah, it
man,
could have some underlying distress there. You know what I mean?
hell yeah. But he ended up finding out, and he ended up pulling her off me. He came down. He went to sleep drunk. He was an alcoholic and a crackhead. He went to sleep drunk, came downstairs, found her on top of me, pulled her off me, started beating her. I went in the bathroom where we had the washer and dryer. There's a baseball bat behind the dryer, behind the dryer. I had to remember which one was in which corner. Not now, honey. But go ahead. But anyway, sorry, it's my stepdaughter. But
You good?
anyways, I went and grabbed the baseball bat, came out, and I cracked him in the ribs with it. I cracked him in the ribs with it. He doubled over, rolled over, and he dipped. You know what I'm saying? Well, 6 months later, he ended up going to he ended up going to jail because she had called the police. Well, 6 months later, he came home the next weekend, and like 6 months later down the line, we were all still living together. Now, keep in mind, he put me. I went that night. The next day, even though he was in jail, he called my PO. And my PO came and arrested me. I did 28 days in the county because they said I punched a hole in the wall that he punched in the wall that night, just to get me
Wow.
out of the house. So I ended up going back home. He's there, she's there. You know what I'm saying? At first we didn't start doing anything again. Me and her start getting back at it. He finds out again probably about 6 months later down the line. You know what I'm saying? And he stomps my head in. You know what I'm saying? I'm deaf in my left ear. I have 30% of hearing in my left ear now. Um, and I have a traumatic brain injury where like I forget what I'm talking about, which might happen during this interview, which if you just say the last thing I said, I'll remember and keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So,
That's absolutely insane. So what's y'all's relationship like now?
he can go eat a bag of you know what.
Oh man. Okay, well it makes sense all the way around now, I guess. It's crazy, man. Well, I hate to say that, maybe, but maybe there can be some,
Reconciliation.
yeah, later on down the road, man.
No,
I hope and pray that it can be somehow, some way. You know what I
well,
mean?
I found out that he was dying from heart failure and liver failure because, like I said,
Oh
he's an alcoholic and crackhead.
man.
Well, I reached out to my brothers 'cause I had two little brothers that lived there at the time, Jeremy and Jimmy. Well, I reached out to James, and I'm like, "What's up, man? Where's he at in the hospital? I want to go talk to him." So I was gonna tell him like that I forgive him. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing to do with him, but like I forgive you for the stuff that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let it go because I'm in recovery. I've been sober 2 years. I was sober two
Excellent.
years. Thank you. March 20th, 2024. I got clean. It actually almost killed me. But
Mm,
yeah, I went septic from IV use. But
jeez.
yeah, man.
That's
But
scary.
man, boy, I thought I was gonna die. It was something else. But hardest thing I've ever do is to stay sober. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And recover from the criminal mindset. Those are two demons. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But where was I at? I'm sorry. Told you that was gonna happen.
I'm
Where
gonna
was I
go
at?
to you're talking to your dad again? Talk to Jimmy or something?
Oh yeah, no. Jimmy's like, bro, I can't tell you where he's at. They don't want anybody to know where he's at. I'm like, bro, I just want to talk to him. It's for my recovery. I want to make amends for the things I did, and I also want to tell him that I forgive him. And he was like, I can't do it. So he might be dead now. I don't know what's up with him. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. That's horrible, man. Hopefully you hear from him or something. I don't know. All right, well, let's go down the whole prison side of things, man. What led you in there? And I mean, you already pretty much went through jail, the adult side of jail and everything before you even got to your main. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was out
Okay.
on bond. I was out on bond. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I caught a dope case when I was out on bond and didn't get released because they knew I had a case in another county where I caught my aggravated robbery. When I got to uh prison, like I got to prison, I was like, man, jail's worse than this. Because in jail, you're locked down. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
In jail, you know what I mean? Like you don't get a TV in your cell. You don't get a fan in your cell. You don't get, you know what I'm saying? Like just as much movement. You don't get to go on a yard. You're stuck in a block. Go
Yeah.
outside. It's over with. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm sitting there. I remember I went and talked to mental health and they're like, well, what's your biggest hurdle you're having right now? I said, what hurdle? I said, this is like cupcake camp. Well, I didn't realize I was at reception.
Oh well, let's
I wasn't,
backtrack. So
you know what I mean?
you went. So this is their main charges. Going in for your main charges right here.
This is no, I ended up getting sentenced to the drug trafficking case, and the what do you call it? And then they took me from the county I was in the drug trafficking case from in Medina to prison for all of it.
Okay. So how much time you get all together?
I got 7 years with a 3-year gun spec plus 5 years for the kidnapping that they dropped to an F2 because nobody got hurt. And they gave me 5 years to rank concurrent. So it was 10 years total. You know what I'm saying?
A dime. All right, so
Three of it
uh,
was mandatory. Didn't even count. Three of it was mandatory for the gun. Didn't even count.
yeah, those gun specs usually are mandatory. All right, henceforth you go through the jail. It's not as it's you're going to prison. You realize that you're getting more freedom, a little more activities.
This is just reception though.
Yeah,
I ain't been to my
reception.
parent yet.
Yeah.
I ain't been to my parent
But
yet.
this is your
You know what I'm
first
saying?
time seeing the prison grounds in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
All right. How was it, man? How was it? And you're affiliated too, still, right? Going in.
Well, no, I kept my mouth shut
Okay,
for a while.
okay.
I kept my
A
mouth
lot
shut
of
for a
a lot
while
of
because
people do. A lot of people do.
yeah, I did that on purpose because I was told like it's not how it should be in there. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but anyways, I'm minding my own business. You know what I'm saying? I remember the what really made me realize what was going on is like in the county, like COs really don't get attacked. You know what I'm saying? Like it happens, but like they don't do nothing about it. You don't really get cased up. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like especially in like the Justice Center in Cleveland, but in Medina, it never happens. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Uh, so I remember I was at rec, and it was like maybe like my fourth, fifth day there, and this CO was in an inmate's face, and the inmate pieced him up, dropped him, and they got on top and started beating him up. Like Lorraine, back when Lorraine was a reception center,
Okay.
Lorraine Correctional Institution. So, and that's when I was like, damn, like I'm really here. That dude just caught like 10 more years. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
attitude. Like,
And ladies and
you know what I
gentlemen,
mean?
reception is where you get classified before you get sent to your main prison. Every inmate goes there, and a lot of people, including myself, some of the most treacherous places I've seen was reception because they had every kind of walk of life of criminal in the 3 floor cell block, hundreds of people. Was it like that for you?
Well, I was in one of the worst blocks, and there was 9B at the time. Now nine, it's Lorraine's not that kind of. It's not a reception anymore. But at the time when it was, you got to think there's level ones, twos, threes, fours. So
Yep.
that's minimum, medium, close, and max security, all waiting to get classed in the same block. So you don't know if your celly's like
Exactly.
a
Yep.
stone cold killer, or somebody who got hit for tax evasion. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
so.
exactly how Virginia was.
Yeah, so like you really like it's everybody's bunched up. So like there was stuff popping off left and right. I remember like man, and then like Lorraine was weird because it's Ohio reception's not like most prisons in Ohio or other states or the feds. They purposely integrate you with different races in your cells. Now I'm not racist. I don't care. I'm you know my background, so I don't care.
Purposely.
But they do it purposely. So I had a bunkie named Jason Sherrill. I remember his name. He was cool as hell. And when I came back one day, I had to use my bunkie, older white dude. They put a dude that from my city, from Cleveland, in my cell that was my age, that had the same case as me, but he was black. Now I didn't care about that, but you don't realize, like like I said, I'm not far from racist. My daughter's a quarter Venezuelan, my biological daughter. You know what I'm saying? So like and like I don't see color. It's not my thing. But you
I
don't
mean, you're
realize the
running with
different.
a black gang and very young. You know what I mean? So I mean, that
That's what
pretty
I'm
much
saying.
explains everything.
That's what I'm saying. So keep that in mind, y'all watching everybody.
Yeah.
But when you are living close quarters with somebody of a different culture, no matter what culture you identify with, white or black or whatever, you notice it different certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say that on a negative level, but this dude, like he just it was immediate problems, man. It was immediate problems. You know what I mean? And that's the type of stuff you deal with in reception. They just bounce you around and move you. But unlike when you get to your parent institution, when you get to your parent institution, you're set, you're there. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You get your bunkie, you get whatever. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but reception was crazy. Reception was great, but my parent was even crazier. We'll get there. You know what I'm saying? When you want to get there, but
Okay.
yeah.
And throughout the whole well, how long were you in reception? I was in there for about 3 weeks.
Well, see, what's crazy is in Ohio back then, you used to sit in reception anywhere from 30 days to 6 months. And I was there 34, 35 days and went to Toledo Correctional Institution when it was a level three.
Okay. And level three and up level three is medium and
Close.
up. So
No,
there's
no, close,
oh
close
okay.
security. So one is minimum. That's
Hmm.
like open dorm, like one fence, you know what I'm saying, with no barbed wire. And then like level two is medium, you know what I'm saying, which is
Okay.
like one or two fences with barbed wire, open dorm or cells, depending on what compound you're on. You open yard all day, you know what I'm saying? The close security is you're in a block. You only get out on movements, you know what I'm saying? You're in a cell, you know what I mean? Recently they made it within the last like 5, 10 years, you know what I'm saying? They made it to where like you only get out for 3 hours at a time, you know what I'm saying, with your range, you know what I'm saying? Like Then there's max security where you're single bunked by yourself, 23 and one. Like, and then there's 4B max security, which is single bunked by yourself, 23 and one, only come out in shackles and handcuffs. I've done all that. I've done all that. I did 6.5 years, level 4 max security. So,
yeah. Well, keep it going. You're going in. I guess we're leaving reception. You're about to hit the main pound. Tell me about it, man. Was there any rough experiences going in there, learning the ropes, or were you pretty much, had the hang of things?
When I first got locked up in 2011, Ohio's not as segregated as other places, but it was still segregated. Now it's not at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, people do what they want now. There's no racial stuff anymore. Really, ABs are not really like a factor anymore in Ohio. I made a video on that, you know what I'm saying, in one of my reels. But anyways, I ended up going to Toledo. And when I got to Toledo, they went to go sell me with a black dude. His name was Bird. He's a blood. He was cool. He was like, "Oh, hey, what's up with you?" And I walked in the cell. I didn't care. Well, the COs ended up coming and getting me, and they're like, "Hey, we can't sell you with him." I'm like, "Why not? Like, we're vibing. Like, what are you talking about?" They're like, "Well, it's a racial thing. We sell whites with whites, blacks with blacks." Now at reception, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? They purposely integrate stuff. I think at like reception, they wanted to cause problems, to be honest.
Yeah. But
I didn't mind selling with Bird. Well, I ended up going and selling with this skinhead named Eric. Well, Eric is from Akron. I'm changing names here, by the way.
Well, how did you just get up in the cell with him?
The COs came and moved me. They made a mistake putting me in with Bird. They didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, okay. And this is in the main compound.
Yeah, this is that Toledo Correctional Institution.
Toledo,
which is, let me put this in perspective for you. It's a level 3. It was built to be a level 4 maximum security, which it is now. It was only supposed to be single bunked, 48 cells to a block. They double bunked it and put 96 people in a block that's supposed to have 48 with 2 phones and 1 microwave.
Wow. Yeah, that's tuna can status. Was Bird a little salty about you dipping or anything like that? Or he was pretty cool?
I mean, he couldn't be. He understood it. He already knew what it was. He told me, he's like, "Bro, you might not be in here too long." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "They don't sell whites with blacks here or mixed races unless they request it, and you just got here."
Like, so he knew the drill too. All right.
Yeah, and like probably like an hour later, they came and grabbed me.
And that wasn't by choice. That was by the per CO's choice, right?
I mean, at first I didn't know he was a skinhead. You know what I'm saying? Like he was cool. We was kicking it. He had a TV already. You know what I'm saying? His people looked out for him. When I first got down, I didn't have nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, I was in foster care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I didn't relinquish none of my family, none of that. Well, it was just weird, man. Like he started talking about end this and that with the hard R on that, and I told him, like, "Hey," I'm like, "Yeah, bro." Like, so now I'm in a cell with this dude. Now I'm a big dude. I'm 6'2". At the time, I was 216 pounds. Now I'm 6'2" and I'm 270 pounds, but that's still a big dude. 6'2", 216 is still big.
Yeah.
He was bigger than me. Now at the time I'm 19, I got no hair on my face. I barely any tattoos when I come in. I think I had like 12 tattoos, single tattoo. You know what I'm saying? So now, I don't look like the rest of the dudes that are seasoned and doing hard time yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, and that's not why I got tattoos, y'all. Just so y'all, before y'all start dropping stuff in the comments.
Yeah.
But anyways. But like, I ended up doing that to express myself. But like, the point is, like, I didn't look like nobody else. I looked green. I look, fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I remember I looked at him, I'm like, "Hey, bro," I'm like, "Do you have to say that stuff?" And he was like, "What?" Like, I'm like, "Man," I'm like, "My best friend, like, is black. My brother, the dude I called my brother that I called my case with, I'm like, he's Mexican, bro." I'm like, "I don't really do the racist thing too much." He's like, "Man, well, I'm a skinhead." And started breaking me down what a berserker was and all this other stuff. Yeah, and like spit the 14 words. He spit the 14 words of wisdom to me, and I'm like, 14 words of wisdom. I'm like, and I'm in my mind, in my mind, he spit the 14 words of wisdom to me, which is basically a slogan about preserving the white race. And I looked at him, I looked at him with my jaw slack, like,
"You're in prison, my friend. Welcome."
He's like, "Why are you looking at me like that?" And I looked at him, I'm like, "I'm not trying to be disrespectful, bro. I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, you believe those 14 words?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's what we stand on. It's what we live by." I'm like, "Were you a skinhead on the streets?" "No." What? I'm like, so I started looking around. I'm thinking around, like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? You came to prison and became racist all of a sudden? You know what I mean? Like, bro, like.
Yeah, I mean, it happens like that more times than none. You already know.
Yeah.
I mean, so how long were you celly with him? How was he though as a cellmate, regardless of his, cultural views?
He was an exceptional cellmate.
I knew you were gonna say that, man.
Like that's the craziest thing though. Like,
Like you know,
don't
I
let,
can't believe anything he believes in, but man, you gotta chill. This guy's good, Sally.
I had a really good celly, man. He had everything, like, and I didn't really have none at the time. I was learning how to hustle in there, you know what I'm saying? And he had put me on with taffy kits and stuff like that. So I'm starting making a little money here and
Oh,
there, you
look,
know what I mean?
candy
Like,
taffy. Okay.
yeah, and I'm making hooch, you know what I'm saying? So like
Mm-hmm.
he linked me up with his homie Macy upstairs, who was from Canton, you know what I'm saying? And Macy taught me how to make wine, you know what I'm saying? Like and stuff like that. So I'm making that. And then I was a celly for like 3 months, and then I ended up meeting. Now I used to be on big on the ICP thing, the Juggalo thing.
Uh huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
so,
Okay.
once upon a time, I'm gonna say that like that because I still mess with like the lifestyle of it, but like the people in prison are not it at all. Like
Yeah.
Juggalos
Yeah.
in prison, they all have like sexual offenses, and it's and I like that like they ICP raps about hurting people like that, and these dudes are like, yeah, like I did this to a 12-year-old. I'm a Juggalo. Like, no, you're not. But anyways, well, I ended up meeting this kid. I'm 34 now. I don't call myself a Juggalo no more, by the way. But
Yeah.
anyways, I meet this kid named Jeremy.
Well,
Jeremy.
there's some.
Jeremy.
There's hold on, man. There's some solid juggalos out there. I've met some solid cats that
Yeah.
that enjoy that that
Yeah, no,
that
I'm
that
one of them.
sound.
I'm one of them. I'm
You
one of them,
know.
but I don't scream like whoop whoop no more and like go to like the gathering. But like I'm saying, like I did at one point, but like I finally realized like the caliber of individuals that gravitates you to, like, or that gravitate towards that when I was in prison. And
Yeah.
it's sad because the movement is not about that. But the thing is, like, I met this kid, Jeremy Fout, and he's a very, very good dude, bro. He was in there for robbery. He was sick on you know what I'm saying, and robbed something with his dad. And his dad ended up getting some time. Well, I ended up getting jumped over the wine. Something I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said that when I sold wine to these dudes, somebody tried to say that I went in there and stole out of their cell because they didn't pay me enough. It wasn't me that stole out their cell, it was somebody else. So I ended up getting jumped over it. Well, Jeremy is my cell. So Eric got moved like a week later or a week earlier, and then Jeremy moved in with me in the cell.
Eric's a
Well,
skinhead.
yeah. So Jeremy moves in the cell. Well, when Jeremy and I'm still in contact with Jeremy now, by the way, on Facebook and everything. He's a good dude, but he moves in the cell with me. Well, we end up catching work with people after I get jumped. I get jumped probably like 7 deep for like at least 5 minutes. Like it was bad. I came down, my head was like I looked like I had a pumpkin for a head, bro. Like it was bad. My ribs were cracked, like I was messed up. Well, we ended up crashing out
Who
and
jumped? Was it like an organization or
uh
just some
shotgun
friends?
shotgun Crips and heartless felons. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. And, I mean, did they know that you were a part of any organization yet? Or are you still keeping low profile or what?
I was still keeping low profile because I didn't like the things I saw. There was a lot of growth and development associates in there that were not doing what they should be doing, messing with people of the same sex and stuff like that. So I just wasn't really
Yeah,
feeling it at the time. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, yeah,
but anyways, I ain't gonna lie, a couple dudes knew who I was, but like I told them like I'm not functioning. You know what I'm saying? I said I'm self-governing right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like they let me go. They ain't say nothing. They respected it because they understood why I felt the way I felt. You know what I mean? So and they kept it to themselves. So when this happened, they didn't come assist me because I wasn't recognized, and I respect that. Stay out of it. Wasn't your beef. But Jeremy ends up when after I get jumped, they come down to the cell and they try to take my TV. Well, when they try to take my TV, Jeremy sticks up for me. You know what I'm saying? Now
yeah.
I'm messed up. Like I can barely even stand at this point. Like I'm like still drunk from being kicked so many times at Timberlands. But anyways, uh, so Jeremy steps up. When Jeremy steps up, the dude who really stole the shit comes in. You know what I'm saying? Because when I aired him out on the range. I was coming down. I'm like, you the one who stole from them, man. I said, I saw you going in their cell. You know what I'm saying? I aired him out in front of everybody. I told him that. Well, when he comes in, he comes trying to fight me, and Jeremy takes off on it. Well, he ends up like slipping. Like Jeremy hits him a couple times. He ends up slipping it. He uppercuts Jeremy, and Jeremy bites through his tongue.
Mm.
Well, at this point, there's blood everywhere in the cell. You know what I'm saying? COs get called. They get noticed. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
They notice it. They come back. We go to the hole. We go to the hole for like 18 days. Come out. You know what I'm saying? And the Crips left alone. I ended up having to fight a couple heartless felons after that. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, I ended up being at Lorraine, or I mean at Toledo, which was gang land. You got to think it was like super crowded. It was bad. Like Toledo was a rough spot. I ended up hitting somebody with a lock while I was there. Like, bro, it was bad. But uh, what do you call it? I was there for like 17 months. I, earned my respect, and then I ended up going to Grafton. I got my status dropped because I kept 9 fights in 9 fights in 16 months. My bad. In 16 months that I was there, I kept 9 fights all in the cell. The only fight that I did have that they went to the hole for was that one when I got jumped. That was it. So
And
I didn't
this
get my status dropped.
that's good in a sense, I guess. I mean, and then all this 9 fights, getting in all this jumped. This is before you even let anyone know you were part. You're pretty much a neutron to everyone, man. Not a part of anything. Kind of lone wolfing it.
I had a lot of respect though. I had a lot of respect
Yeah,
at a young age.
yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
gonna lie.
Was the skinhead Sully ever trying to get you to become part of their mix?
No, the ABs tried
The
twice,
ABs, huh?
twice.
Tell me
Yeah.
how that worked out, man. They just roll up on you. Where were you when that happened?
Well, at the time, ABs were still a factor. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like a big factor.
What
You know what
years
I mean?
were
Like, and
this?
this was 2011, 2012.
Okay, okay.
I'm saying they were a big factor still. Like I mean they were known for poking stuff, all types of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they just approached me. You know what I'm saying? They're like, "Hey man, like you want to probate?" And I'm like, no. I'm like, I'll mess with y'all. I'm like, but nah. I'm like, I don't think it's what I want. And I was kicking it with one AB, older dude. He was really cool. We'll call him Garfield. He ended up being like a surrogate dad to me while I was in there that first year. Like he was a really good dude. You know what I'm saying? They never abused me. Like you try to use me as like manipulate me. Like he was teaching me the ropes. Like he was a good dude. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and he was the main reason that he was the captain of the compound at the time, and he wanted me to probate for them so bad that it got to a point where he was like, "Look, you've been kicking it around me long enough." He's like, "You don't even got to probate." He's like, "Just go put in this work. We'll patch you up." I'm like, "I'm good, bro. I'm good." Yes, I'm good. I
That's
end up, I end
wild.
up telling him when he said that to me. I ended up telling him the truth that I was GD and stuff like that. He's like, "You're a part of a black gang." I'm like, "It's not a black gang, but yeah, yeah."
That's crazy, man. How was that experience going into the hole for the first time?
Miserable.
Yeah.
I ain't been in the hole in the county.
By
I was in
yourself?
the
They
box
keep the
all the time.
lights on all day or
Well,
night or
well,
what?
they put me and Jeremy in the same cell because it
Okay.
was a whole cell open. They put us in the same cell. Well, my grandma had just started kicking it, just started writing me. My grandma that lived in Tennessee, she's passed away now. May she rest
Oh,
in peace.
rest
But
easy to her, man.
man, she took care of me the whole time I was in there, bro. The whole time I was in there.
Just
By this time, she started writing me. You know what I'm saying? Well, she's sending me envelopes in the hole. Every time she writes me, she sends me two other envelopes with three envelopes in each one. Now, this is before they stopped letting you send them in like that. Well, I'm using those to buy food, like trays from people. Like I'm starving, bro. Like, so me, I'm a man of business. I'm not going to chalk you. I'm not going to do no crazy stuff. Back in the holes where I learned what cell banging was, you know what I'm saying? For
yeah.
those of you who don't know what cell banging is, people that just talk crap through the door just to do it for no reason, don't know nothing about you, and they just start roasting you, your mama, your kids, all types of stuff. Like, learn what that was back there. And then and
And
I'm
you can't
young, so I'm
usually
getting,
get to them,
you
because
don't,
it's on lockdown
there's no use.
status. Yeah.
There's no usually you can't. You know what I'm saying? So and
Yeah.
like I got a neighbor next to me and like he didn't like something I said when I was cell banging one of his homies down the range. Keep in mind they've never met each other. They just been back in the hole for like 6 months. So he's spraying piss under my door. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
Like yeah,
god.
yeah, bro.
That hole's a
Bro. So
different world, ain't it?
yeah, well yeah, it's a whole different ball game. So look, so well that ain't nothing compared to Lucasville. When you get to level 4 and you're in 4B, like they really play they call them the three shitty seven.
The
Yeah,
squirters. Yeah.
yeah, the squirters, bro. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So but
Three shitty
anyways,
seven. I haven't heard that one
three shitty.
before.
Yeah, the chocolate Glock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
I heard
anyway,
that one.
but no. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no. So, but I said I don't chalk people, so I'm paying people for food. So if people pay me, well, this one dude, he just doesn't. I send him an envelope down there, he don't pay me. So I'm heated. And I remember, like, bro, like I couldn't get to him, man. Like I've never been in a situation where I wanted to get somebody and couldn't get to him. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't want to get to nobody. You do something, whatever, bro. You win. You know what I mean? I got family now. I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, but then I was so mad, man. I remember I looked at Jeremy and I was like, bro. I said, I swear to God, if he was in here, I'd drown him in the toilet. Bro, bro, you get so mad behind them doors, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. Were you able to fish back there? A lot of places,
that.
some cells could go all the way to the floor. You can't do much of anything.
Well, no, I mean, so like in the hole in Toledo, there's like a thing that comes down in front of the door, like a
Yeah.
like a lip. Well, there's like a like
Oh, you got a little bit of space, huh?
like that. Well, they sell these combs, these flat plastic combs, and they got a finger hook that go on them, and they're a little less thickness than that. You know what I'm saying? A little thinner. I mean, well, you can get dental floss, you can buy it on commissary. You know what I'm saying? Well, I bought it with envelopes, everything back there, and I made a car out of that. And you had to like take to make it heavier, you got to take stay soap and you got to like soak it in water and then mush it into the bristles,
Yeah.
into the bristles, and then you can slide it across the floor with a thing on it. You know what I'm saying? I was once people started doing me dirty, I started stealing cars off the range. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're a car thief. You ever find any goods in that thing, man?
Mini theft auto. But anyways, no, listen. So, but no,
that's crazy.
yeah, hell yeah. We end up dude was shooting a bunch of, at the time you can get Ultrams in there. You know, tramadol. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Well, I ended up hitting dude's car with like 6 tramadol in it. You know what I'm saying? So me and Jeremy, we popped them bitches while we in there. You know
Oh my god! And look, a car is pretty much the envelope that you're sliding out to transport things. You know what I mean? Stuff. So, when I was in there, man, one time, we had so many lines going out with cars everywhere, and it was kind of like a 2-tier hole. So there was some going up in the sky, some coming down, and I remember the CO came. And they're like, CO! I mean, pulled them all back, and they all got knotted, man. We're just like, bro, it was so many fishing lines. That,
you know what the worst feeling is? The worst feeling is when you shoot something out to give somebody something, because you're getting paid for it. And like they're like, CO, but like the CO like crept in through the side door of the block because he sees it on the camera.
Oh,
and they're like,
man.
Think you, because it's like so close to your cell, and you think you're about to get it, and then the line stops because they put their foot on it.
That's it,
you know
man. Them dudes be having, they bid off of us doing that stuff, man. I know they do. Hey, I try telling people too, when they leave the hole, it's like almost being free again. Is it like that for you, man? Hitting the GP line again?
The first time, not so much, but after when I ended up getting my level drop, going to Grafton, I ended up, you know, that was when I said, remember when I said I ended up realizing the growth and development movement?
Yeah.
The actual like way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That was when I let myself be known of what I was, and actually came home to that. You know what I'm saying? Through a close friend, still a close friend of mine.
About how long into your bid did this take place?
2 years. 2 years.
2 years? Okay, so you got a strong little stretch of being a part of this organization in prison.
Yeah, for sure. 8 years. 8 years of the 10. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyways, now keep in mind, I already got ties on the streets to the folk stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And GD and stuff like that. Well, I end up, you know, officially coming to it in prison to come out to start being able to move in Grafton. Well, somebody told on one of the guys in there, you know what I'm saying, for making hooch, and in Grafton, like it was a level 2, but it was like super petty. Like I went from like war zone to level 2, and like it was super lax. Like you call it the tattoo needle, you're doing 2 weeks in the hole at Grafton. Like it was like, well, dude ended up telling on one of my homeboys. Well, so when bruh is in the hole, I ended up going and crashing on dude, and I broke his orbital and his nose with one punch. Yeah, like I mean, you heard it all crack, bro. It was bad. Dang. Like the next day, we didn't get caught. Well, the next day he's out on the yard and he's got like a chunk of skin missing off his nose, and his both of these are all black. This one's swole shut. So they end up taking him and put him in there, but he tells on me. When he tells on me, I'm going to the hole, and I become cellies with the dude that I did the hit for. So.
Huh.
So,
hey, anyway. I'm here, man. I did it. That's me.
I know he told on you. I told you I was gonna get him. You know what I mean? But anyways, dude who told on me, his name was Rick Roop. He's from Youngstown. He's a rat, y'all. Just so y'all know.
Oh,
anyways,
man, Rick, why you gotta do that, Rick?
I'm just saying. But anyways, but anyways,
hey, was this boss guy that you got up in the? I hate to keep stopping you, but I got questions. This guy that you did the hit for, is he he's part of the organization? Is he white or black?
Hispanic? White. He's from Atlanta. White. He's from Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So you got white guys in these organizations calling out some shots. Okay.
Sure.
And you know, I say this because a lot of states, there ain't too many doing that. You know what I mean? White dudes.
I did that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we're gonna hear more about that here in a second. White dude is calling shots. You're selling now. You did a hit for him. You're in there. What's the next move?
I had been in there for like 60 days, man. I ain't
Oh,
never done a whole shot this long.
oh,
And
okay.
like me and him are bidding though. Like we got people sending us stuff from the compound. So we get bags of coffee, like the Taster's Choice coffee, the Keefy
Uh-huh.
8 ounces. Like we got all of them back there. We got radios, you know what I'm saying? We got the porters locked down because we're paying them, they're bringing us food. So we're living good back there. But like I'm like so they come to me and they're like, hey, look, like if you we're thinking about taking this to the investigator comes and talks to me and he's like, we're thinking about sending this to the grand jury for charges. So I think the suicide.
Oh.
Attempt. Yeah.
Oh, so this is behind the orbital breaking.
Mhm.
Wow. And they said that they're thinking about prosecuting you behind it.
Well, keep in mind, I just did started. I'm 2 years and some change in on a 10-year bid. Like they're about to give me a fresh 3 4 years for
Yeah.
felonious assault.
See, a lot of
You know what I'm
people,
saying?
man, that's another big difference with states. A lot of people you might hear come on this channel speak about they stabbed someone and they got like 60 days in the side pocket, man. Some states, you're going to be getting a decade or two added to your damn sentence. You want to stab someone, man, depending on the amount of, violence or harm that was done to the person. So, this is a great point. Ohio, you want to get in the mix, chances are they could possibly get your ass hemmed up extra time very quick.
They put me in a turtle suit, and when they put me in a turtle suit, they put you in a cell, and they had me in there all weekend. Now in Grafton on the weekend, mental health don't come and talk to you, so I'm just in there. I'm just in there. You know what I'm saying? Well, when I'm in
Just in
there,
there living.
well, yeah, but they have somebody watching you the whole time.
Yeah, you
Like
got camera,
and
right?
yeah, well, no, just a CO's constant watch, and every 15 minutes they got to mark what you're doing.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to talk to the COs, and like none of them want to talk to me. And I'm bored. I'm like going through it. I stink. I can't shower. I ain't got no deodorant. They won't give me toilet paper unless I'm pooping right then. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't. Like I got to drink out of the button. The button sinks with the little fountain. Like I got to
Yeah,
drink out of that. Like it's dribbling water. Like I'm going through it, bro. It's the first time I've ever been on Suicide Watch. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
yeah, like it was bad, man. And then Monday morning comes and the warden came and saw me, and he's like, "You tried to commit suicide Friday night?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why?" And I told him like, "Y'all about to give me new time." And I spilled the whole thing out to him, and he's like, "Man, when Dude goes home, he's like, Dude goes home on this day next month. He's like, we'll let you out the hole." I'm like, "You're not gonna raise my status to a level 3?" And he's like, I don't want you to try this again. He's like, "We're gonna let you out the hole." So I ended up going back to the compound.
Wow.
Didn't get my status raised or nothing.
Worked
Yeah,
out, huh?
yeah. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't try this at home, man. Might not work out the same for you.
Oh, I could have died. I could have died doing it. I was really hanging there for a second to make red marks on my and everything. So like
Yeah,
they would,
yeah.
wow, like we went through it. Like we planned it out. Like you know what I mean. So,
They put you back into the main line, and that is probably, you said they didn't increase your level. Did that feel like getting released to freedom a little bit from that part of thing into GP again?
well, that was the original question you asked. So yeah, I told that
that's
story.
the situation
I
for
went
it.
there.
All right.
I went there too. I went to that and went to how I went to Grafton to get to that point because you asked that like 20
Yeah,
minutes ago. So
yeah.
like man, when I got out, man, everybody's like, oh, because I used to go by Crash. That was my name, Crash
Oh
Bandicoot.
man, imagine what kind of person you were in Crash.
No. Crash was my name since I was a kid. Crash Bandicoot. My uncle gave it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's a long story. Well, it's a short story, but it's not. We don't have time for it.
It's
But
a great game though.
man, it was my favorite game growing up. But
Ah,
anyways, all of them, even the ones on PS2. But anyways, so everyone's like, Crash, what's up, man? Crash G, what's up? Da, da, da. Like, and I'm like. I'm like, I mean, it was like the red carpet was rolled out for a motherfucker. You still gotta think
yeah.
no, you gotta think I whacked a rat, I broke his shit, and I got out the hole. You know what I'm
Yeah, you're coming out. You're feeling good coming out of there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I want to say this. I'm not proud of the things I used to do. I don't have that mindset anymore, y'all. I don't care if you rat. I might air you out for it because if you act like you're something you're not. But like, I don't care what anybody's into anymore.
That's good,
I don't
man.
have that mindset. I'm not a criminal anymore. Completely reformed. But back then, like, I thought I was king. I thought I was the king of everything. But I
Yeah,
came out the hole, and I mean, people had bags of commissary for me, making me meals. You know what I'm saying? Put me on the phone because I didn't have money on the phone because I was in the hole and couldn't get on the phone. You know what I mean? Like it felt really good. It felt really good.
yeah. It's like I mean, you're part of the life, man. So you that type of stuff. It really cranks up your own self image. I remember I used to do tattoos on some heavy hitters, man. Like if you mess up there, you could die. You know what I mean? So I'll do some tattoos and they'd be showing their tattoo. And I'd be like, man, yeah, I'm in the mix. This is me. I'm in here. I'm thriving. I'm a tattoo artist on these, doing work on these killers. You know what I mean? It does something to your pride, man. You go back in your cell, listen to rap music or whatever in the mirror, and you know, a shitty ass mirror, and you're just imaging, thinking about getting out in the streets. You've done all this gangster shit in here, while other people ain't doing nothing. They're still living in the soft candy land, you know. So it does stuff to your mind. It did stuff to mine, you know. But I don't think nothing like that now. You know what I mean? Just like you said, and that's the thing here, ladies and gentlemen, that people need to realize. You grow up and all that stuff becomes bullshit for the most part, a lot of it, and it could get you tricked up or killed too. So man, family really changed my life. But hey, look, before we get more into the prison thing, like I said, we're already an hour in. I want to talk about, because I'm sure you have plenty more stories to talk about, and the lifestyle, how everything is in there. We'll save that for part 2. I want to talk about what you got going on now, man. You seem like you're on the right path. You got any kind of, I know you got content out there. Go ahead and break it down for the people that want to come check you out.
All right, so I get a lot of backlash for my content.
Why is that?
People in the comments hating. They always people get this misconstrued. I bring awareness with my reels to the way it is in Ohio State penitentiaries. That's it. My goal by doing this, I don't glorify it. Now, in this interview, I've been real hyped because I'm talking about old stuff and I'm like reliving things. I don't glorify any of it. Now, it might seem so in this interview, but in any of my reels that y'all watch, I'm not like that. You know what I mean? Like, so, but this is a trip down memory lane. You know what I mean? But I want to say with the content I make, it's to potentially reach young cats that are still in the criminal life or in the street life, and them see what it really happens in there, so they change their ways. And I would like to say it's happened. I've had multiple younger individuals, even a couple older individuals, hit me up like, "Hey, your videos are the reason that I'm not in the streets anymore." You know what I'm saying? And I've only been doing this since October 22nd of last year when I was released from a parole violation. So, and I've changed. I feel that I'm doing God's work now. You know what I mean? So, I, that's why I do it, man. I'm not doing it for the clout. I'm not doing it for. I mean, I would like to be famous. That'd be cool. That'd be great. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be. I don't want to do it for the wrong reasons, though. I don't want to be one of these people that's a leech off people. I tell my story and my experiences or what I've witnessed in efforts to help others. You know what I'm saying? And while I do that, I also, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat, I post about my progress too in my life. I am not in the streets no more. I'm still tied organizationally to what I am because I am what I am. All that I'm not, I'm never going to be. You know what I mean? But I don't have no ties to the streets no more at all. And if you come at me with some dumb stuff, ask me what type of type I'm on, type of time I'm on peace. I'm all about my family. I'm hoping I can get custody of my daughter eventually. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 stepkids here that I treat like my own. You know what I mean? And I got a wife now. That's the goal in life, y'all. Being happy. And I'm telling you right now, doing something that can end you up in a box is not that. Everything I post to minus like my actual personal post, everything I post to Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, I post to YouTube. I have shorts all over YouTube. Oh, okay, I have almost 300 shorts on YouTube, and I've got like maybe like 5 or 6 videos. But like, and one of them's the initial interview I did, which was horrible. We didn't have mics or nothing. It was really bad. It's really shoddy. But I have like 611 subscribers, but I got 2,300 followers on Snapchat. Yeah. And if you want to follow me on any of those, my tag is the same everywhere, all lowercase, TYLERAY_23. My middle name is Tyler Ray with 1 R. TYLERAY_23. Joseph Tyler Ray Cornelius will pop up.